We're just doing a quick live check-in. Here's what we're going to talk about today in the studio. And this came from some listener email. And that listener email, it's a process we call, honey, what's it called?
Which part?
What is the whole process called when
standing outside the frame?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you're
asking me to be functional. I'm not quite there yet.
A little earlier in the studio than we are normally, so it's pre-caffeination. But it's called standing outside the frame. So what happens? This is what we do. And think of it in this kind of mindset. Okay, you can have all the problems in the world going on, but when your friend or your loved one comes to you and starts talking about his or her problems, all of a sudden, you've got all the answers to their problems. And why is that? Because 9 times out of 9.5, you're not connected to it emotionally. So you can see it outside of the emotion. And so that's what we offer everybody when it comes to standing outside the frame. You send us an email, and then we read your email live and aloud.
I hope we're alive.
We read your email live.
There you go.
We discuss it openly, and then we give you what we believe to be our best advice based on our journey.
Or we ask questions.
We do ask questions. Now, because this is an audio test, I need you to get a little closer to the microphone.
I don't want to.
Good?
I think so.
Yeah, that's much better. So you send us an email about what's going on in your relationship, and then we will read it on the show. We keep you anonymous. So if you're a dude, you're a Jack. If you're a chick, you're a Jill. Unless I accidentally call you Jane, then it's like Tarzan and Jane, I guess. Anyway, it gives you an opportunity to see what's going on in your life outside of your circumstance. So it gives you a new perspective. And when you get perspective on things, or you get a change of perspective, ultimately, you're able to look at your situation a little bit more logically. And so we do that. And most recently, we've had probably one of our most challenging standing outside the frames we've had, and we've had some pretty tough ones. And I would say this one is not challenging because of the content. It's more the various layers and the history that's gone on in this relationship. So we're working through it. Ultimately, we'd like to get on a call with people and talk to them face to face so that we can actually get the story. Because as we know, there are 3 sides to every story. There's your side, there's their side, and then there's actually what really happened.
Well, and when people tend to write in, you're talking about one situation, and then all of a sudden you spring on, oh, well, I should probably tell you about this. And then you continue on, and then, okay, you go back to the original conversation, and then you come back and, oh, and I should probably tell you about this. And the problem is we're reading it as if all of these things are in current time and not seeing, oh, well, this happened before we got married, or this happened the first 2 years we were married, and I'm talking about stuff that's going on now. Okay, cool. But I don't know that unless you tell me ahead of time. This is something that's happened in the past to break trust. It's been dealt with, but you need to know that this is there because it brings up old hurts, or there are similar things that come up that cause, an argument. But this situation, because ultimately that means that situation is not squashed. It's not over with. But if we don't have the timeline, we're going based on this is a now problem.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's why I told you yesterday, it's great for us to learn. It's great for us to get these challenging situations because it helps us better configure our process so that we can help the people who email in. And that's ultimately what's going to come out of this. So I'm excited that we've had this challenging situation, and then that we can kind of regroup around our process and then take it and just give our listeners a little more, like a little bit, a better roadmap. And to say, if you're going into the past, then here's what we need you to put the past in bold text.
Well, I
and then
think
tell me.
we need to define what it is that we do also and how we do it, because I think we've had a few people write in or, that you've worked with, and it's like, well, my spouse feels betrayed because I talked to you guys about this. Okay, why would you feel betrayed that they're going to somebody looking for help, unless maybe something we said in that particular podcast irritated them or struck a nerve. There's also, there's so many different things that come up. This is me. I'm going to speak for me, not you. I'm not here to help both sides of the story unless both sides are present. I'm going to work with what you give me. And when someone comes to me and says, well, my spouse, what would you do? I'm going to tell you what I would do. I'm going to tell you what I did do. I'm going to tell you how I was told to work through the process.
Yeah.
And I'm going to help you. But if you're coming to me with the intent of finding someone to side with you, to point fingers or to blame or to put something out there so that your spouse will listen to it and be like, see, they said blah, blah, blah. That's not me.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing.
I'm not looking to, I can't fix the other person. I can't fix you.
No.
I'm simply telling you what we did, the advice that helped us. We haven't been through some of these same situations that other people have been through, but we do have tools that would help work through them. If you, the listener, the person who is actually contacting us, is willing to make those changes. You cannot force the other person to do anything. So if you're coming into this thinking, these two are talking about this situation, that situation, and that's you. So I'm going to tell them about you, and then I'm going to let you listen to it so that you can make the difference. You're going to backfire real fast.
Well, and I think that's something that as the people listen to our program, they start to learn a little bit more about, which is this all begins with personal responsibility.
Exactly.
And so that's what we're going to do a few shows today. We're starting a quick 3-part series. Where do I start? And then we have like the 3 pieces that go along with this, which will be personal responsibility, awareness, and then what's the other one here?
It's awareness, accountability.
Yeah.
And then
personal responsibility.
Yeah.
And if no matter what time you're watching this, if you're watching live, which we see some live viewers, what's up? Hey, it's me, Quincy Moran. You probably know that since it's on my Facebook page. Go ahead and either put something in the chat below, which can take a lot of courage because you're talking about your life and your relationship, or send me a message, which is real easy. It's Quincy at mvsmpodcast.com. So the way that I do this, like Jeannie takes a particular approach, and the way I do this is I will get your email and then I will ask you some follow-up questions just to clarify. And then once we get that, I can, I'm about providing perspective for you, but also asking questions that represent the party that's not present, because I think it's important to ask yourself those hard questions. And so we're going to do those shows. Then we're going to talk a little bit more about standing outside the frame. We're going to give you a rundown, what's become of that. And then I've got to develop that deal. And then finally, we're really going to give you some juice, man. We're going to talk to you about what's becoming of this show and how it's going to dramatically change your life based on what do you want for your life and your marriage. We're living proof of that. We're all on a journey at some point, correct? That's where you say correct.
Oh, were you talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking directly to you.
Gotcha. I can't tell because you're talking to the camera a minute ago.
So that's a fair point. We're all on a journey. Correct?
Sure.
You know what sure means. I worked with some people that told me what sure means.
Elaborate, please.
Not live, but I'm going to close the stream out here pretty quick. But let us know. Let me throw a banner up there so you get an opportunity to see what it is. Let's see. There we go. There's the banner. Quincy at mvsmpodcast.com. Also, check out the quincymoran.com/apparel and buy some swag. Is there another word for clothing? Gear. Buy some threads. It's like a 90s deal. But what is going on in your life? What is going on in your relationship? Maybe your relationship is just broken and you are moving on to the next phase of your life without someone. How can we help you? Those are the things that we're looking to do. Today, when we record these 3 different series, it's going to be Where Do I Start? And that is so that you know one of like the most downloaded episode types is Where Do I Start? People want to know where to start. The other thing is people want you just tell me what to do. That's what they're looking for. Just tell me what to do. And the fact is if you want to step into the boots of your destiny to walk things out, it starts with you, cowboy. It starts with you, cowgirl. And that's what we teach you, because that is what we've had to do over the last 15 years. And it's been messy because things get messy. But we're proof positive that you can redefine your life and your direction and your journey. And you can take this thing on. And what's crazy is we're not these wild celeb millionaires, but yet we've been able to do it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have all the money, in the bank account to make that problem go away. We're just regular folks doing life and then teaching all of you how we have overcome some of these challenges and put our life in a new direction. And there's been really big highs and there's been really big lows. And then there's been some treading water. And then there's been some really professional swimming. But it really depends upon what do you want in life? And it's not all going to be given to you. You got to go and earn it. You got to go get it. It starts with taking responsibility for yourself and your actions. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It's going to be great. We're going to do it. I thought maybe we should do one of these live, but I believe we're going to do them recorded and then just publish them. But I really like doing stuff live. It's a lot of fun.
know.
How do you know?
You become very lively when you're on a live because people are watching you.
I become lively when the microphone comes on because it is what I am built to do.
Fair.
And I enjoy it. And I'm walking and stepping and sitting and marinating in my calling, what I was created to do. So I love it.
Okie dokie. I do not like seeing myself on a screen or hearing my voice playback. So I'm glad you're on that side.
I didn't say I like seeing my face on the screen. People like video. People like you like video. I listen to audio podcasts.
I like videos of other people.
But we're working to reach people like you that won't listen to an audio podcast. They'll watch a video. So I'm here. I enjoy looking at you. I don't enjoy looking at me. I do enjoy looking at this Alabama hat, no matter how the team formerly known as Alabama, no matter how that they play, which today
formerly known.
Yeah, because they're not playing Alabama football. Ask Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. They stole our soul. And they left us on the battlefield today.
I don't think we entered those games with our soul.
Oh gosh. All right. If you've never been to or listened to our podcast, maybe it's brand new information to you that Jeannie and I do a marriage podcast. Maybe you showed up
Surprise.
here because you know about the world-class BS podcast. Go to QuincyMoran.com and you'll find any and all podcasts that we do. Go check it out. I think you can go to manversusmarriagepodcast.com as well. Better confirm that. But that's where it all leads to. MVSMpodcast.com. That's our little website where you can check out our podcast, and 319 episodes strong, 6 years, never missed a week doing a podcast and dropping an episode, because that is number one, first and foremost. That was my commitment to God, that I would do this and I would get one done every week. And we have been successful by the grace of God. And then on there, you'll see the BS podcast. And I can't wait to unveil Ink Pastor. A guy is going to tell you about God who's got tattoos. That's what it is. All right. So that's it. Feel free to comment in the chat. For those of you watching, you know the Q Dog thanks you. Thank you very much. We're going into the studio now to do some recording. We're going to get 5 different shows out, and for the next 5 weeks, we're going to change your life. It's truly going to change your life.
I need caffeine first.
No.
Yes. I can do anything. Just give me some caffeine first.
Just add caffeine.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's do this. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the opportunity to watch this live. If you're watching it after the live is done, you see the email at the bottom. How can we help you? We'll keep you anonymous. You have my word. It's sacred. What you email us is sacred. So how can we help you? And if we can't help you, I feel pretty confident that I've got somebody within my network out of all these years that can help you. But we would like to help you. And with that, we're going to end it. Honey, I know you have something incredible to say.
No, I don't. I'm uncaffeinated.
That's what you had to say is I'm uncaffeinated.
Brain doesn't function without caffeine. We're getting there.
Okay.
And I'm not quite the monologuer that you are.
Dude, I come from a long family of people who like to hear themselves talk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I come from a family where we like to hear ourselves argue.
Oh, I'm in that family too. All right. I want you guys to see the banner I just put up there in true fashion. Jeannie is uncaffeinated. That is the breaking news. I'll get you there, buddy.
I'm working on it.
You're going to get there. Hey, listen, just a reminder, we're here to help you. We don't know you, but we love you. The sad fact is, if you're an Auburn fan, though, you have about 30% less opportunity to make your life better because you
were
like
supposed
Auburn.
to be wrapping this up, and you just keep going.
It's like all my phone calls.
Oh, I'm aware.
Even with you.
I'm aware.
Yep. All right, that's it. We're about to be out, y'all. Take it easy. The Q Dog loves you. Roll Tide, everybody. Look forward to these episodes this week. We are out. That's Jeannie Moran. I'm Quincy Moran. This is a Man vs. Marriage Live.